I like that. I mean, especially if they're
And
local.
they're beautiful.
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
Kim has
native
given me-
local plant. Yeah.
Oh, like all kinds of bouquets. I mean,
Done
different
that.
flowers in them. They're just gorgeous.
Well, there it is.
Let's go ahead and go. Let's all rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. First thing we have are the approval of the minutes from last week, and Chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Moved in second. Any questions or corrections in the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. New business, engineering.
Good morning, Jeremy Grenard, City Engineer. This morning, we have a request for permission to advertise for our annual utility emergency repairs contract. The purpose of this contract is to identify a contractor or contractors who can help our waterworks and renew crews to respond to emergency situations. Through this contract, we establish unit prices and a minimum timeline for response. So if there is an emergency, they have to come on scene within a certain number of hours. If approved, this would advertise on May 28 and June 4, and we would open bids on June 15, just in time to be established before the previous one runs out, which is June 31st.
Great.
And we're requesting your permission to advertise.
Thank you, Jeremy. Chair will entertain a motion to approve this notice to bidders regarding the Lafayette Utilities Emergency Repair Programs for 21-22.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Questions?
No.
Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeremy. Lafayette Renew.
Good morning, Brad Talley, Lafayette Renew. The first item you have before you is an agreement with American Structure Point to design the replacement of the Rainy Brook lift station and approximately 2,150 feet of new force main. Back in February of 2020, we did a study on this area, and we felt that this is an area of vulnerability for the city as far as the lift station and the force main, so we would like to replace it. This design contract is in the not-to-exceed amount of $122,800, and I recommend your approval.
Thanks, Brad. Chair will entertain a motion to approve this contract with American Structure Point.
So moved.
Second. Moving second. Question for you. The work back in February, who did that work?
Structure Point, American Structure
American Structure Point did that work too?
Yep,
Okay.
so they did the study, and then they'll roll into the design.
Okay.
How long does a lift station last?
Normally you get, I think the expected lifespan is 20 to 50 years. It just varies. This one was put in more as a private station, and so some of the elements, the force main's very small, it's like a 2-inch force main, and some of the elements of the whole system is not conducive to real good maintenance, and it's an area that we feel like needs to be addressed.
So it's going to be replaced and larger?
Yeah, and it's also an area that could see some future development. The
Yeah.
south of there could see development, housing development within the next few years as, housing becomes more needed in the community.
So we took, your response, we took over a private pump station?
It was, I'm
Lift
not sure.
station.
Huh?
It's been a long time ago.
Yeah, it's
That
been a
was-
long time ago. It was, Yeah, I believe it was developed to be a private lift station.
Uh-huh.
And then with the, the city took it over.
So we actually own it now.
Yeah, the city's responsible.
So they
for
transferred it to us.
Yep.
Good move by them.
it. For sure.
Good move by them.
It's been several, maybe 20 years ago or
Okay.
longer.
Do we have other, Brad, do we have other lift stations like this that were private, that we've taken over a part of our system now?
Well, this is probably the last one that we've taken over like this. We have, we've caught up on a lot of the CSO stuff, a lot of the emergency repair stuff. So now we're looking at, through our asset management, what are our vulnerabilities? Where do we feel like
Sure.
we should budget to replace or whatever. So this is kind of a new process that we'll use going forward to
Right.
try to stay
identify-
ahead of the
Right.
emergencies.
So this is not only the replacement, but it's also the expansion of the system to,
Yep.
to make it more accessible for others, for the development?
Yep. We've met with the Bagel folks, and they're looking at, areas that they'd like to expand housing, and so this would be one of the areas that they're looking at.
Okay. Other questions?
Do we do that anymore, allow developers to put in that infrastructure?
No, not that we're going. If the intent is for the city to take it over, and then it's built to the city standards.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, we have a motion, a second to approve this agreement with American Structure Point. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
All right, next is an on-call agreement with Wessler Engineering. We've had one of these in place since 2010. We felt it was time to update the on-call agreement. And so this will utilize task orders to perform small jobs that arise that we need to address. And the on-call agreement doesn't really have a not-to-exceed amount on it. It's just the legal agreement, and then we'll bring task orders to the board as needed.
Okay, let's go ahead and get this on the table. Chair, entertain a motion to approve this on-call engineering service agreement with Wessler Engineering.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Brad, question on this. We had this back, you said in 2010. Who was it with?
With Wessler.
Wessler also? Okay. Other questions? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
And so with that agreement, we have task order number 1, which is general on-call stormwater and wastewater services. These are very minor. Anything that we have them look at that may be less than 5 or 6 hours, I'll have them do under this first task order. If I need calculations on a lift station or some sort of quick report, it's very minor in scope. And so that is task order number 1.
Okay, Chair, entertain a motion to approve task order number 1 with Wessler Engineering.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Again, this is just future
Yep.
task or,
Yeah, we'll have a situation arise where we may need to quickly evaluate the capacity of a lift station. If there's an industry looking, or there's just things that may come up
Yeah.
that we'll say, can you take a look at this for us real quick? And
they would fall, all those things would fall under this first task order.
if they're small enough. So task order number 2 actually is something that arose from, we asked Wessler to evaluate a lift station for us to see if we could rehab it or if we needed to look at replacement. And so knowing that it's going to take a little bit more time, we created its own task order to develop a scope to rehab that lift station.
Okay, so my point is, this task order is open-ended.
It is.
Yeah, okay.
So I know last week we talked with Jeremy about the task orders and like the threshold where it would have to go into a full-blown contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anything over 10 hours, if we think it's going to be over 10 hours, we'll create its own task order.
Okay, other questions?
Is the compensation of 21.6 on task order number 2 indicative of the threshold you'll be working at
Yeah.
when assigning?
Yeah.
So this is task order number 1, we have a motion, a second. Correct.
Sorry.
That's all right. It provides perspective for this vote. Any questions, any further questions on task order number 1? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
And then task order number 2 is to prepare a quote package for the upgrades to the Rome Drive lift station. This station has seen some corrosion, and we need to address just the maintenance of the overall lift station and get some coatings put into the lift station. And so it's beyond the scope that Renew can do in-house, and we want to put a quote package together to get that addressed.
Okay, Chair, entertain a motion to approve this task order number 2 with Westland Engineering.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
is the Rome Drive lift station another example of a lift station that we took over from a?
No, this one actually we built in the early 2000s.
Okay,
It's just the atmosphere, the hydrogen sulfide or something is high in that area, and it's corroding some of the equipment.
okay,
So we're going to put a nice coating on it, and hopefully we won't have to address it again for a long time.
okay. Have a motion and a second. Anybody else have any questions on that one? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brad. Purchasing.
Good morning, Dave Payne, Purchasing Manager. Over the last 2 years, probably, I've accumulated approximately 132 iPhones, and I would like to ask for you to declare them surplus so I can move them out to a reseller and sell them.
Yeah, no kidding. Chair, entertain a motion to approve this declaration of surplus property.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
it's a lot of phones. I have a question. Maybe this is an Andy question, but who gets an iPhone?
All the police, and probably, I think there's 12 or 13 in the fire department. There are some at Water, some at Renew.
Just throughout? Okay. That's a lot of phones. All right. Have a motion, a second to approve this declaration of surplus property. Any other questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
All right. We have Waterworks.
Good morning. Steve Moore, Waterworks Superintendent. You have before you a contract and a notice to proceed for some well painting. We put that out for bid. 3 different contractors gave us an estimate for the cost of that. These are for our well towers at our canal treatment facility in the well field and at the Glick station. Just to treat the areas that have rusted through and then repaint, primer and paint, and get them back into shape. We went with Heritage Classic Construction was the first estimate at $39,065. We received an estimate from Thayer's for $39,225. And we've got one really high one from Karma Industries at $309,910.40. And I thought maybe they misunderstood the scope of work that we were looking for,
Yeah.
so we brought them back. We brought all 3 contractors back to give us another bid to explain that. And they said, no, they understood, but they really felt that if they wanted the job, they wanted to strip it down to bare metal, reprime, and paint from the ground up, inside and out. So that was a little more than what we were looking to have done. So based on that, I would request your approval to go with Heritage Classic Construction.
Okay. Chair, entertain a motion to approve this water tower painting project with Heritage Classic Construction.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
questions on this?
Would you share again the pricing between Heritage and Thayer?
Between Heritage was $39,065.00. Thayer's was $39,225.00. Heritage Classic has done this work for us before, so we've worked with them before. I think the last time we contracted them was 2013 when I went back and looked, and they do good work and timely. I think Thayer probably does a great job too, but it was just, they were just really neck and neck on the price. But
Where is Heritage Classic Construction from?
they're from Lafayette. I think I have it here, their address.
That's really what I wanted to know, if they were a local.
They're a local company. Yes, they absolutely are. Yeah, they have a P.O. box, but it's Lafayette, Indiana. Yeah,
Thank
local.
you.
Father and son type of business.
Well, I recognize Thayer as a local. and
Yeah,
I just was curious.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Is there a timeline on this?
They would like to start right away because of the weather and everything, so they said if we get approval, they would like to start as early as tomorrow, so.
How long, Steve, how long does a paint job on a water tower typically last?
Like I said, some of the last touch-up paint we did was, or I think we painted some at Glick. We had the whole outside shell redone in 2013, and that's still in pretty good shape. So what they're gonna do this time is, we had an Idem inspection, last year, and one of the minor, things that they pointed out on their thing was some of the inside, because the ones at Glick are completely enclosed because of the river floods in that area. And they would like to see the inside of those repainted. So the scope of work there would be primarily to paint the inside, strip and paint the inside and touch up some of the outside. But 2013, I think, was when they painted the whole outside shell, and those are still in very good shape. I mean, we do have to go in after the river subsides. We do have to do some washing and some touch-up paint. But I think it lasts quite a while. The paint it's a Sherwin-Williams product. It's a two-part product. It's supposed to withstand, extreme temperatures and water and everything, so.
So Heritage is okay. If you said, are they going inside to paint the inside structure, right?
Yes.
IDEM talked about, is that confined space?
No, it's open at the top.
Okay,
Yeah, it's open at the top.
all right. Okay, we have a motion, a second, to approve this contract. Any further questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then you have a notice proceeds. We need to do that too. That's all right. Chair, entertain a motion to approve notice to proceed in the same project.
So moved.
Second, moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Claims. Jeremy?
Good morning, Jeremy Deal, Deputy Controller. The Controller's Office has reviewed claims totaling $3,517,504.71, and we request the board's approval.
Chair, entertain a motion to approve the claims.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
moved and seconded. Questions?
On Big 18, there are some invoices toward the bottom of the page. Marion Street, Melody Lane, Widgeon Drive, and then there's one for a lift station. Are those all lift station areas, or what is the service to those addresses?
I will have to get back with you on that unless the audience is familiar with those. I didn't look in detail at those claims.
Yeah, not a big deal. I just,
I'll get back with you after the
I
meeting.
see some of the others are attributed to where they went, and I was just curious.
Any other questions? On Big 13, I should know this, but I don't. I should know a lot of things I don't. The milestone contractors, 9.5 surface, I see that all the time, 9.5 surface. What does that mean?
That 9.5 refers to a measurement. It's millimeters. That's the largest aggregate size that's allowable for that.
Gotcha.
that
I've seen that, and I just didn't know what it meant. Okay. And then a question for you on Big 17. And this is the Loeb Stadium one. I think it's right at the top, the very first invoice. Allied AEDs.
Defibrillators.
Okay, that's the defibrillator.
Yep.
Okay, all right. For Loeb
That's an
Stadium.
invoice for 4 defibrillators and
Good.
related accessories to be
Okay.
That's a
stationed
good
around.
price.
Is it?
Yeah, you should have gotten 10. So the schools pay a lot more than that.
Thank you, Ron, for that. It's
Yeah.
good information.
Yeah, I know where my taxpayer dollars are going now.
Not cheap.
All right. Anybody else have any questions for Jeremy on the claims? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We have a special event request, a neighborhood car show. Anybody here from that event? Okay, this is, I think they've done this before. This is an organization called Heartland Concepts, and they want to do this on August the 7th in their neighborhood. There's a diagram, 11th Street, and what's the triangle called?
Wallace.
Wallace Triangle, yeah. And I believe we've done this before,
I
so.
think so too, yeah.
Chair, entertain a motion to approve this special event request.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
Anybody have any questions or concerns about this? Looks like they've done everything it's supposed to do, so. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. And we have two Eucharistic processions for St. Lawrence. Anybody here from St. Lawrence? Yes, sir. Do you want to come up and tell us about your request?
Brian Hillman, St. Lawrence Parish. One of them is for the Catholics. We celebrate Jesus, taking Jesus out in the world, and that's the June 6th one. And the August 8th one is the 125th anniversary of that parish at that location.
And this is a procession basically around the block, is
Yes.
that correct? And you've done this before?
Last 2 years ago.
Okay. And the good neighbor letters have gone, everybody understands? Okay, good. Any questions on either one of these? It's really the same thing twice. Okay, thank you, appreciate you being here. Chair, entertain a motion, let's approve them separately. The June 6th event, Chair, entertain a motion to approve the June 6th event.
So moved.
Second. Again, any questions for Ryan on this? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign, thank you. And then the August 8th event, I think is the next one, correct? Chair, entertain a motion to approve it.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Anybody have any announcements they want to make for the board this morning? If not, meeting stands adjourned, thank you.
Well said.